first time on YouTube and super excited to be here. And I am just going to wait and see if we've got some people joining us this evening. And then we will get started today with our very first Technique Tuesday. Real simple things we're working on here, but I'm excited to share with you because I think it's always fun to be together and create while we are off and running. So this is where I am just going to hang out until we see that we are going live and in person. And I really hope that everything is working as it should be. So let's see what we've got going on here. Are we joining live, everybody? I see friends. Yay. And I also see that I have gone kind of the wrong way here, the wrong direction. So thank you for being gracious. I am still getting used to everything here. And I love that we are first here live with Australia. That is really fun. So we're doing just a little bit of working with our Stampin' Blends this evening. And I'm going to see if I can turn this camera. So pardon me for just a second. All right, orientation is locked, so we are going with it the way it is. So it probably will be sideways, which makes me really sad, but this is a learning experience, so this is how it's going to go. All right, so we are here to, yes, use Stampin' Blends, but I also want to introduce to you this really fun new paper that we have, and it is part of No Sweet collection at all. So I have to figure out how to turn this so that it is right way up for you. But we are checking out the Mixed Up Patterns Designer Series paper, and it is cool because it's unique because it coordinates with 5 different Designer Series papers. So what you have here coordinates with Beach Boardwalk, which is in this mini catalog, Brushed with Beauty, which is available online and was released in November, Lovely and Beautiful, also from this mini catalog, Made with Love from this mini catalog, and Nature Walk, which is actually one of my favorite new sweet collections that I will be showcasing during Super Stamping Weekend in just a couple of weeks on Friday and Saturday night of Super Bowl. We still are accepting registrations for virtual people, and you are welcome to join us from anywhere. And you can check out the information at superstampingweekend.com. All right, so we here have the paper and the Stampin' Blends. And let me show you what stamp sets we're going to be working with today. First of all, we've got the lovely arrangements, and that is the stamp set and the dies here that we're going to be using. And it is new in the the online exclusives. And I have already stamped these so that they're ready to go. I've stamped them. What you have to remember is that, hi everybody, welcome. You have to remember that we are, oh gosh, I forgot what I was going to say. We're keeping it very simple here with our Stampin' Blends techniquing today, and mostly focusing on the blending aspect of it. So oh yes, I remember what I was going to say. When you are going to create with the Stampin' Blends, you are going to want to stamp the image in Memento ink or some water-based ink. So sometimes I use different colors, basic gray or Secret Sea now is one of my new favorites. And that's because when you have Stampin' Blends, these are alcohol markers and you want the opposite ink when you are creating so that it doesn't blend together and start to muck up the image. So you want the opposite. So when we are watercoloring, we often use StazOn ink to watercolor. That's because the StazOn is kind of like those alcohol. It's like an alcohol ink, and then the watercoloring that you do is with water. So hopefully that makes sense. You start with your, when you're doing blends, you start with your water-based ink, and I am using Balmy Blue for this. So I'm going to grab, and I am not super picky about my ends until we're getting into something small. So what I often focus on is something that is, if it's a large image and wide open, I'm going to use that brush tip. Remember at the beginning, I said to you, and maybe you weren't here at the beginning, but I am not an artist, and I don't take a lot of time to do my coloring. Now, you might get something from someone else that is completely opposite, and there are really artistic demonstrators out there. This is for the people that are not. You and I are going to keep it real right here. And as we highlight areas, I'm using my dark blend. So at stampinup.com or amyrich.stampinup.net, which is my Stampin' Up website, we sell the markers in sets of 2. We have the light and the dark. So I'll typically go to the dark first, and then I will fill in and blend with the light. Now notice again, I am using the brush end, and I'm going to start just blending my color together here. And as I blend, you just go in the same spot over and over again. And I often go in a circular motion so that it's not, it's working on blending that dark with the light. And hopefully you can see that here. Again, pardon the orientation of the camera. I typically would like when I'm live for it to be the other way, and I'm learning. Oh man, am I learning stuff. In fact, you might see me live here one more time coming up this week, just so that I can do a little bit more practicing. And I will often now, I think, be scheduling my lives so that you know when it's coming. So make sure that you are here and click that subscribe button so that you get alerted when I'm going to go live, and click the bell so that you get that alert, and we will hang out together here on the regular. Great to see. Let's see. We have Nadia. Is that who? Hi, Sideways Amy. I know, Julie. I know. What can I say? I thought I was getting it all figured out, and then when I went live, I'm like, nope. And I'm not going to do it over again. You know, I'm all right, this is the way it is, and we are learning. So thank you for joining me for my very first YouTube live. It is very stressful, but also very exciting at the same time. It's great to have you. And Julie, thank you. I appreciate you. I have, for those of you not on Facebook or who haven't found me on Facebook yet, I am over there live on typically Wednesday afternoons and Saturday mornings here in the Midwest of the United States. So find me over on Facebook if you are there. Stampin' Nut is my handle there. Hey, thanks. So the Stampin' Blends are meant to be used together so you can blend the color, and you can see that happening now as I'm blending this. Now, what I'm also going to show you is that when I am done blending, I'm going to go back with my dark and I'm going to fill in some more. So you'll get to see a little bit more finishing as I go here. So when I take the dark Stampin' Blend to do the highlighting, I do it in the areas where there are, Darla, it's okay. It's no problem. And hi, Corey, good to see you. Sharon Posadny, hi. Welcome. When I am creating now, and I'm going to go back in with my dark blend, I'm just going to highlight. So I'm using the dark Stampin' Blends to highlight my areas that are already naturally highlighted by the stamp. And so I'm doing that now again, just to reiterate what I did first, and then I blended it, and now I'm going back with my dark. So I kind of do a combination of light and dark and back again and forward again, just because I am just going for a certain look, and sometimes it takes a little bit to get where you're going. But what I like also about the Stampin' Blends is that it's kind of forgiving, right? Hi, Jan. Glad you found me. It gives you an opportunity to mess around and still come up with a pretty okay project or a final product. Now, when you turn it over, this is what you should see. So as you're using your alcohol markers, it should come through the back like that. And that is totally fine and actually desired. That is the desired effect when you are doing that. So this again is from our lovely Arrangements stamp set. And now I'm going to go with my Daffodil Delight, and I have the light and the dark. And I'm just, here I'm going a little bit smaller because I'm doing the centers. So I'm going to use the bullet tip, and I'm going to keep my dark Stampin' Blend towards the middle. And then I'm going to go back with the light and brighten that up a little bit and blend it into the flower. All right, so you can see I'm not working very hard. It is, oh gosh, I'm so sorry, Louise. She is not, it's not, are you seeing me, everybody? Louise is not getting me. I'm so sorry. So anyway, I don't take a lot of time. I just go for it. And I did a lot of talking here as we created. So I'm going to move on, and we're going to go on to another, we're going to go to leaves this time, and we'll finish at least a couple of the cards before we leave tonight, but I'm glad it works on your iPad. The Natural Botanicals stamp set here is really cool because it's reversible, and you can stamp it, and then you flip and you stamp the background. However, if you just want to do some coloring, you can leave it just like this. And so I'm going to grab a couple of greens here as we work. And I'm going to start with, oh, I don't see my old olive ones, but I'm going to start with some Secret Sea, or Soft Sea Foam, not Secret Sea. Now, on this image, you can see that you've got sections of leaves here that you can just go in between the sections or in the sections. However, I want to get a more overall green look, so I'm going to fill in the whole thing, even though the sections seem to be separated by blank space. I'm going to go in with my dark soft sea foam. And I'm going to cover the whole thing. Okay, all the leaves. And you're gonna wonder what the heck, but don't worry. It will all make sense shortly. If I had my old olive, I think it would be a really nice contrast here, but I think this will work. So hang in there with me. So these leaves are, like I said, reversible stamps, but I'm choosing to use them in a different way here. We are going with that soft sea foam all the way through. I am not going to use my light soft sea foam here. Instead, now we're going to bring out my Mossy Meadow light and dark. Now, if you want to, you can do 3 different colors. And we've got, I started out with the lightest combo, which is soft sea foam. And, excuse me, I used the dark one. Now we go to the light one, of a darker set, so that now we're going to start blending these colors together using our Mossy Meadow. And I think soft sea foam is going to work just fine with our Mossy Meadow. I think it's going to work really well. So you see now how I'm able to highlight those leaves a little bit more. And we have that different darker shade of green here that's just going to help blend this all together. Okay, so we're going up a little bit on the leaves, and I am using the bullet tip this time, as you see. But hopefully on camera you can see that contrast now as we go from the light soft sea foam and we start blending in that Mossy Meadow. When all is said and done, you're not going to see a lot of the soft sea foam. That's okay. It provides us with a base that really works well for shading these leaves. So you can see what's happening there as I add that light Mossy Meadow. Thanks again for joining me tonight. I think it's fun to try something new. And can I be perfectly honest with you about my situation? I have a presentation on Sunday, and they said, my committee was like, Amy, how would you like to talk about going live on YouTube? And I'm like, going live on YouTube scares me, and I've never done it. And they said, perfect. Or at least that's how it felt. So here I am, exorcising my demons and coming to you live on a new platform, and happy to be here. Okay, so now what you're seeing is I'm taking my dark Mossy Meadow and I'm getting those blended in even more. So we're darkening it up even more with a third color, and it really helps to bring those leaves to light. I don't know how funny I am, but I sure am honest, right? There's nothing I'm hiding here about this. From everything from the wrong orientation to just telling you like it is why I'm here. Sunday is my presentation and I have no time to lose anymore. And this is great research, and you are my research subjects, basically. I mean, you're here to tell me what's what. All right, so what do you think? It's coming to life, and I really think Carla's here, and it does make it pop. I love that. That is the perfect way to say it. Now, if you're worried about the lines in here, no, here's where I come back with, this is the soft sea foam, the light. And now what's happening is I can blend these a little bit more together without losing the integrity of the dark colors that I've chosen to blend here. So this light soft seafoam just kind of softens everything and brings the color together. So when you're looking at your Stampin' Blends and you're going, I can't use those two colors together, maybe we have some opportunities we're not seeing, right? Okay, yeah, Stampin' Blends, I haven't been using them much, and I think that's why I decided to start my Technique Tuesday with them, because they are so versatile, and like I said before, you really can't screw them up. At least I don't think so. And I've tried. So one thing I am going to do while we are chit-chatting away here is I'm going to fussy cut these because I'm going to want to use them on a card in a little bit. But when we are chatting about Technique Tuesday and how often we're going to be here live, it's when I feel like it, for one. It is also when my schedule allows, which honestly, it is a super busy schedule, but I have some, if I just set the time aside, it gives me the opportunity to do something, even when I don't feel I do have time. So this is perfect. I decided yesterday to do this, and it was totally, just kind of off the cuff, but for a reason, as you well know. So what's going to happen typically is that the day before, or maybe more, if I can really know that my schedule is free, I will schedule it here on YouTube, and so that you know when to come or when to be ready for it, so that you'll know a few days in advance. I will also make mention of it if I have an opportunity on my Facebook page, so that you're able to plan ahead if you're not over here on YouTube super much. But what I love about YouTube is that the audience seems to be a little bit wider here, simply because not everybody is on Facebook, and it feels like most people are on YouTube, if for nothing else than to learn how to do things. I taught you to love blends. Oh, that makes me happy. Oh, very good. Let's see. Corey says she didn't think about using 3 different blends. And actually, I ended up bringing in that light soft seafoam. But anyway, back to YouTube. My husband goes on YouTube all the time to learn how to fix vehicles. He knows how to fix vehicles, but certain ones with certain things that need to happen, he comes here to watch other people do it, and it's great. So anyway, we have for us a gorgeous leaf now, don't we? I love it. Yay. Okay, one more, or maybe more than one, depending on time here. I'm going to grab next this is our sailboat, and the sailboat comes from, I haven't had this out in ages, the Sunrise Sailing Stamp Set. So we're going to stamp that, and this time I am actually going to stamp it in Secret Sea, like I told you I do sometimes. So oh, that's funny. I love it, Louise. Yay. Our hubbies match. It's very good. All right. So I need to re-ink that sucker, it looks like. Am I allowed to say sucker on YouTube? I think so. All right. So we, this time, are stamping it in Secret Sea because it is, that's my color scheme anyway. So yeah, we're going for it. And then I'm going to grab my cloud cover Stampin' Blends. All right, so we're going to color. Oh, I need to plug in my phone. Didn't think about that. I was like, ooh, I got to make sure my computer's plugged in so that I can chat with people. But I didn't think about my phone, which is even more important. So here we are, hoping my charger is under the cardstock that I have here, or this will be a shortened version of our very first Technique Tuesday. I am not seeing it, and that is not a good sign. All right, quick, hurry. All right, so kind of the same thing goes here. I'm going to use, because it's a big wide open space, I'm going to use my brush tip. And one thing to keep in mind as you're blending with no real blending line or highlight lines, and that is to choose an edge or a side where you feel like perhaps not a lot of light is getting to it, and then color. So just, highlight an edge. Oh, another thing I wanted to tell you about Stampin' Blends too is that when you go over it, you're adding color to it. You're adding color over the top of existing color, so it will get darker as you add more. So it is, I don't know if you can tell that happening, but Stampin' Blends layers really nicely that way. And then I'm going to go back with the, oh, this is the dark. No wonder. I'm like, that looks weird. All right, so go over those lines again. This is the dark one. Because I was like, man, that's not as dark as I was expecting. Yeah, that's because you had the light, dummy. All right. And then we'll go back with the light and we're going to fill in. So now we're going to add those swirly colors to blend the dark that's already there. Now, one other thing that I learned actually from a team member of mine who is by trade an artist. She went to school for art. She's no longer a team member, but when she was, she did a presentation in which she said, it's okay to leave some white space that shows the light that is hitting your object. So keep that in mind as you're doing the quick little swirls like I just was. It is not necessary to fill in all of the space. It can have that little bit of white showing as well. Hey, I found my charger, so I might not lose you. This is good. This is very good. All right. So now you can see how beautifully shaded that is. And we had no shading lines like we did here. And we had a lot of them on our leaf. So you can see all of the difference there as we're creating. So this is a little harder because you got to think about where the corners of the image are, where perhaps light won't get. And I chose the inside of my masts or whatever for that purpose, for those dark crevasses. And I think it works great for that. All right, so then I'm going to come back with crumb cake. And these are brand new. I needed new ones, and so you're going to see brand new crumb cake Stampin' Blends. And we are going to do the same thing here with this one. I'm going to go up in the corners and then along the bottom. If you can picture darkness of the curve of the boat, and then even the corner of that top section there. And then I'm going to come back with, and you can decide if you want to do the bullet tip or the brush tip, but now you just blend, baby, blend. So go to that hard edge of your dark Stampin' Blend, and then just go over and over and over until you've got that blended in. Do you see the change? I hope you can, because I'm kind of in awe of how well this is working with new Stampin' Blends. It really is working slick, very smoothly. Love it. And then if you want to highlight again, remember you can go back. Okay, maybe I lost the lines I wanted or the darkness that I wanted. And I'm just going to go back and hit those one more time. Ah, very good. She says she can see it. Is that Sharon? Again, I think it's Sharon. Okay. You have a #1 by you. What does that mean? Are you the #1 commenter of this video? Oh, I miss you, my friend. Miss you. Okay, so what do you think? Is it fun? You loving it? You loving it? Okay, I got one more. And, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe so. Dark smoky slate. Light smoky slate. And you're like, what are we doing with that? Well, we are going to grab one more stamp set, which I may or may not. Okay, I have something I have to do in a little bit that came up as a surprise, and someday you're all going to know about it, and I can share more, but I'm going to need a few minutes before 7 o'clock, because I go live with my team at 7 on Facebook. And so just bear with me here. I will need at least 10 minutes before that. So we'll probably have to finish most of the cards off camera for that purpose, but it's all good stuff. You're gonna, when you see it, when you hear about it, it's good stuff. But Silly Safari is what I chose for my last image, and just to show you all the different types of images you can do with these, because it's just so versatile. But you do need spit it out, Aim. You do need water-based ink to stamp them, and what I call line art stamps. Line art stamps are what work best with Stampin' Blends, because you're actually coloring something in, right? Okay, now for something like this, we've got this rhino here, and I don't know for sure if rhinos, I didn't look it up before I came live, that rhinos have gray, these horns. Is that what they are? Are they horns? Are they horns, or are they tusks? They're not tusks, are they? I don't think so. But I didn't check if they're gray or not. But we are creating them to be gray. And I have chosen in this case to color them all dark like that. Okay. Then it'll set them off from the rest of the rhino. So now I go back. I'm going to highlight. I got to highlight his nostrils, because those are he looks really nice, but aren't they really mean? Aren't they horribly mean? Oh, we're getting into we're getting into stuff that we probably shouldn't right now because it's going to go south fast. But I think these guys are really mean. But thankfully, Stampin' Up! Found a way to make them real cute. Darla says it's a tusk, or these are tusks. So there we go. Darla knows. I guess. I don't know. I'm sure she does. She's smart. She is a smart lady. All right. She's a team member of mine too. So see how I'm highlighting just like I did before. And then I'm going in with my brush tip and I'm going for it. And we're going with, this is the light smoky slate. And we're going to blend, baby blend. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go further because he doesn't really have a defined end to him. They can be mean in the wild. I think so too. I think they can be. But we'll talk about how cute these ones are. So notice I'm trying to use a variety of stamp sets. I've got the leaves, that reversible stamp set, those are in the annual catalog. These are in the annual catalog, my safari animals. And we've got the flowers, those are online exclusives. And what else the sailboat is the annual. All right, now for the ear, I'm going to come up like this because we gotta do a little pink ear, right? I think so. All right, and now I'm feeling like there isn't as much contrast as I thought. So I'm going to go back with my dark. Remember how I told you when you layer the color, it gets darker. So you can see here, I'm layering the color on top of what was already there. And voila, look, I didn't lie. I did not lie. Carla, good job. That was something you were avoiding. I know that. Now, one of my favorite versatile colors is petal pink. I know, don't judge, but he's got to have a little pink in his ear, doesn't he? I think so too. I think he does. I didn't even let you answer. So we've got all of our images here. And let me just show you what I've got for each of my cards. And we're just going to actually, I'm just going to show you, we're going to finish one because I have a little bit more I want to chat with you about before we continue on to say goodbye. Excuse me. We're going to go back to the designer series paper that I showed you at the beginning. Okay. If you were not here, we talked briefly about this amazing designer series paper. There should be, oh yeah, there's the other one. This is the one that coordinates with 5 Sweet Collections. It is called Mixed Up Patterns. And I am going to take the 2 old olive ones here. And oh, by the way, there is another side, which I didn't take the time to show you now, but I showed earlier. But I'm going to take the 2 of those and I'm going to do a little cutting of a couple of strips that we're going to use on our card. So I'm doing everything sideways, which is so not ideal. But if you can tell, this one has just a little bit of scallop on it. And I'm just going to do, 1 3/4. We're finding out just how talented I am to go sideways here. And thanks for your patience with me on that, because this is all new. And so when I present this on Sunday, I'll say, yep, my first time, here's what I did. And it was embarrassing, but I got through it. Right. And if you missed it also, I was going to mention that I am planning on going live one more time before Sunday just to work out a couple of the kinks that perhaps we ran into today. So that's that. Okay, so 1 inch for this one, and then I'm going to the 5-inch mark, and I'm cutting them each at 5 inches here. Okay. So I'm kind of I'm both sad and happy about what I've got going on after this, because it's unavoidable, and B, it came last second. So there was no getting around it, and I'm excited about it, so it's okay. All right. So we've got our I'm going to put it kind of down the middle. It's hard. It's hard when it's going sideways here, but I've got 4 by 5 here down with some embossing. I don't know if you can see that. I think you can. And then I'm going to add this one over here on the side. And I do want a little of the white embossed image showing over here. Really simple cards, friends. My focus when we're doing techniques is on the technique and not necessarily an amazing card layout, although I do like this. I think it's going to turn out just great. And then I'm going to grab from my stash over here some old olive linen thread. And we're going to wrap that around some fingers here a few times. And then using, it is so hard to use Stampin' Seal when you know you don't have a bunch in my stash. But can I tell you what a team member of mine did today? One of my team members, and I'm not going to name names or embarrass, but after this afternoon's What's Up Stampers over on Facebook, I made a figure 8, by the way. She messaged me and she said, I bought a lot of Stampin' Seal. Can I send you some? So that you don't run out before Stampin' Up has it available again. And I was all, I'm not going to say no. So, hi, Judith. Great to have you here. So she is sweet enough to be sending me some Stampin' Seal, and I could not be more grateful. Yay. Yay for nice people. And don't worry, I will compensate her completely. But yeah, so nice, because I've been freaking out a little bit about not having any Stampin' Seal. All right, so now I've done that, and now I'm going to add my leaf. And notice how I couldn't find my old olive Stampin' Blends. We do have a pretty great team. I do love us very much, very, very much. But I love how I didn't even use my old olive Stampin' Blends because I couldn't find them. But we are able to use the old olive here with the designer series paper and with the linen thread. So simple card. I don't have a sentiment. You could do a real quick one with the 3 banners punch that we have now. That would make a great sentiment, or just use it as a note card and add the sentiment later when you need the card and know what you're sending it to. So very, very cool. Relationships and friendships, Julie, are my favorite part of this whole thing, which is why even though it scared me to come here, I knew you would follow me and make me feel okay. So, all right. So what we learned today is that we use the natural lines in the stamps to follow for our dark and light Stampin' Blends. It really helps to have those lines in there. If you don't have the lines, it works well to focus on an inside edge or something where you add the dark. And then this actually, I think, is my favorite one that I did today, just because look at that shading. It is so pretty. So, so pretty. And then this one, we learned that we can use not just one, like not just Mossy Meadow, but we added the soft sea foam in there with it to create a really natural, colorful leaf. And we weren't focused on just making sure, oh my gosh, we can only use light and dark Mossy Meadow. No, not the case. So I love how these all came together, and they will all end up being showcased in a Facebook post, so you'll be able to see the finished products. And the other thing about here live on YouTube is that I will not be showing my face. Not because I don't want to, but because it's harder. And I need it easy. I need it easy for now. It just needs to be us together here. And now you're not going to see my amazing haircut that my daughter-in-law gave me today. But it's okay. I I love her, and she wanted to curl it today, so it's really different, but I wish I could show you. Here, how about if I do this? All right, take care, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. I have no idea how to turn this off, so this could get interesting again. But I love you. Thank you so much for joining me. It was a lot of fun for my first experience here. And we'll definitely be doing this again. No doubt about it. All right, take care, everybody.